We are live. We are live. We are live. Day 18. Day 18 of 40. So, welcome. We're here every day, Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time for 40 days to secure your wealth. We are all about abundance and prosperity, global travel, the inspired life, the dream life here on this channel. And that's what we're talking about during these 40 days. We are almost halfway through. I cannot believe it. It seems like we just started this challenge. So we do 40-day challenges every so often on the channel. And this is the first 40-day challenge that we're doing of 2024. But even if you're watching this far after 2024, it's all good because what we are doing a challenge is 40 days of abundance with John Randolph Price. And these work so well. These 10 principles of John Randolph Price in the book, the Abundance Book, work so well that you can do it at any time. You don't have to only do it at the beginning of the year, or you don't have to only do it during the challenge time that we're doing it. You can do it at any time because I promise you, it is good. It is good anytime. The link is below in the description. So if you would be so kind as to use the Amazon link, as an Amazon influencer, I earn commissions on qualifying purchases. Yes, we need to say the disclosures. Very important. Okay, so we are on principle number 8 for the second time. So we go through all 10 principles 4 times, and this is our second go around on the 10 principles, and we are on principle number 8 today. So every day before we begin, we have a meditation, a centering meditation that will bring us into the consciousness and the awareness, the present moment awareness of infinitude. Let's do that now. Deep breath. As you breathe, release your personhood. Release your personhood. You can always pick it back up later. Right now, simply release your personhood. And as you breathe, become acutely aware of infinity. Breathing and being acutely aware of infinity. Breathing deeply and dropping, releasing, letting go of personhood. You can always pick it back up later. Right now, we're simply hanging out in the infinitude. And in infinity, there's no need for personhood. So we let go. We let go. Our minds are rather sticky and they want to hold on to certain concepts. That's why it's important for us to engage our practices, because our minds to let go of limiting constructs. You're simply letting go. Personhood being one of the limiting constructs. Letting it go. It's useful in the third dimension. It is not useful beyond the third dimension. Personhood, releasing, letting go of who you think you are as a person. Letting go of personhood. Breathing and simply being in the infinity. Infinity. Aware of self as infinity. Knowing self as infinity. Being in the infiniteousness, this beingness that has no color, no shape, no form, breathless, deathless, formless, timeless. Infinity. Breathe. Yes, in infinity, there's nothing wrong with you. In infinity, there's nothing lacking. In infinity, there is no illness, no dis-ease. Infinity, there is no age because there's no time. In infinity, all is perfect, all is provided. Infinite perfection, infinite wisdom, infinite love, infinite power. We're in the infinity. And now, with the awareness of our infinite nature, beyond any limits and constructs of personhood, we open our eyes in the third dimension slowly, slowly to engage principle number 8. John Randolph Price, Principles of Abundance. Yes. Are you loving our Oracle Gems? Yes. How you loving family? How you loving family? How you loving? Life is so good. Oh, life is so good. Life is so good. And we get to remember this. It's so good. It's so good. Okay? Your life is so good. And if you are not thinking that your life is so good right now, it's all good because it's coming. Oh, your life is going to be spectacular. Spectacular. I promise you. I promise you. It's the will of the gods. All right. Number 8. Say it with me. My consciousness. Remember, once again, we are clearing, clean sweeping the subconscious mind where any lack, limitation, any thoughts of not going to the next level or accelerating or prospering or elevating or ascending, leaping up, quantum leaps. We are erasing anything that would in any way inhibit, limit, slow down, put sludge in. We're eliminating all of that. We're washing it all clear. My consciousness of the spirit within me as my unlimited source is the divine power. Say it to yourself. My consciousness of the spirit within me as my unlimited source, capital S source, is the divine power to do what? To restore the years the locusts have eaten. You can now return what quote unquote seemingly was lost to you. To make all things new. You can make yourself new right here, right now, to make all things new. Breathe and say it. To make all things new. To lift me up. Say it to yourself. To lift me up to the high road of abundant prosperity. Say it to yourself. To lift me up to the high road of abundant prosperity. This awareness, understanding, and knowledge of spirit. What is that? Infinity. What is that? Consciousness. Some people call it God. Appears. Okay? So your awareness, your understanding, and your knowledge is of the infinity, is what is appearing as your manifestations. Appears as what? Say to yourself, appears as every visible form and experience that I could possibly desire. Tell yourself, as every visible form and experience that I could possibly desire. Well, that's everything. Every visible form and experience that you could possibly desire can come into realization for you. What is the experience you desire? Is the experience bliss? Is the experience freedom? Is the experience abundance? Is the experience grace? Is the experience peace? Is the experience joy, exuberance, elation? Is the experience happiness? Is the experience discovery, adventure, fun? What is the experience? This experience. that you can have every experience you could possibly desire is already yours. And it also says every visible form. So it is not only the inner experience, it is also the outer circumstance that you can manifest anything you desire. You can manifest every visible form that you desire. How? It starts with remembering who you are. I want to show you something. I want to show you something. I'm going to give you a gift. Now, I said every day I was going to give you a gift in this series, something that you can use, something that is practical that will be a very wonderful gift for you. Okay, I was in the airport Monday and I saw this. A lot of times I buy these National Geographic or history magazines and things like that because they deep dive on one particular topic. And because I'm writing this radical book about the Bible and about God not being in the Bible at all, and that the Bible is not about God at all. So you can imagine that when I saw the Dead Sea Scrolls, you can imagine that I was intrigued and I wanted to have all of this information on the Dead Sea Scrolls in one handy reference place, even though, we've studied the Dead Sea Scrolls quite a bit. I wanted to take a deep dive into one subject, and so this is helpful. I want to show you something that messed people up. I want to show you. I looked at this today and I just sat as I was having my breakfast, a wonderful, wonderful quiche, a lovely latte, oat milk latte, a little Danish on the side, a little croissant on the side. I got to tell you, it's just really, I'm going to show you what, here it is. This messed us up right here. I want to show you what messed us up. Do you see this being right here? That messed us up. This is, Michelangelo. He's a great artist, if you like that kind of thing. There's Adam and there's God. God. Supposedly, right? And I can't fault Michelangelo because Michelangelo was commissioned by the Vatican to draw that, right? To paint that. And so we can't fault Michelangelo because yet this is what people have in their mind when they think about God. They think it's some dude with white hair sitting, he's way up there. Right? Right? Look at him. Let me get this right on this. The camera is opposite. That's why I have to do this right. You see? This depiction of God. You see? Surrounded by all these angels and so these cherubs and whatnot. Supposedly, this is God. Now, this is just an artist's depiction. That's just his own way of looking at God. Yet, how many people took it and ran with it? And now it is imprinted upon consciousness that God looks like that with long white hair and long beard. He's sitting up there in his throne somewhere. And that he's a person. And that it's not only a person, it's a he. And he had a son with no wife. God is a single daddy. I mean, this is not the nature of reality. I can promise you, it is not the nature of reality. So the first thing we must come to understand is this is simply no shade on this. This is simply an artist's depiction. That's all. And it's wonderful for that artist and for what he has in his mind for God and what he put up on the Vatican. Where is this, in the Sistine Chapel? Yes, it's in the Sistine Chapel, creation of Adam, and they have it up there in the Sistine Chapel, and it just inspires people. That's all wonderful, all well and good, lovely. The part that is not lovely is that we do not want to carry this around as an actual depiction of God and let it seep into the subconscious mind. Looks like the shape of the brain. Isn't that interesting? It certainly does. That is a very profound observation. And look how God is surrounded by a lot of beings. And some of these beings look like little cherubic babies, but some don't. So, some of these artists were very interesting in their depictions. The issue becomes that we think God is up there We're down here. See, first there's a distance problem. God's up there, Adam's down here. Next, there's a gender problem. God is not even depicted as like a nebulous energy ball that could go. No, it's a man with white hair and a white beard, and he's way up there with these cherubs and these angels. I presume these are angels around him. It even has a woman right next to him in his embrace. That's interesting. Do you see how God has a woman in his embrace? I don't know who Michelangelo decided that was maybe Mary, the mother of God, before she came down. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, we have forgotten who we are. And the only reason all of us are in this lifetime is to remember. I'm Reverend Valerie Love. I am going to be teaching a series of workshops about this in person. The first one is going to be at the Christian Witches Convention in May. The next one I will be teaching it in, I do know I'll be teaching it again in October in Salem. I'll also be teaching it in Sedona in November for 11/11. I'll also be teaching it on the Lions Gate in Bali. So let me tell you where you can find all of this. So you can find all of this and join us. First, I want you to go to valerielove.com and click on global events. And while you're there, you will see all of the global events that we have coming up. And you will also see how you'll be able to find out more about our global events. The big one that you want to pay attention to is New Orleans, coming up right now. Registration has already begun and it is filling up. I want you to immediately hop on over to Christian Witches and get your ticket to the Christian Witches Convention. And we also have vendor space. So I'm going to drop that in the chat as well so that you can look at the vendor space at the Christian Witches Convention. We will be in New Orleans for Memorial Day weekend in just about 90 days. 90 days, less than 90 days. Yes, 5/23 to 5/26, less than 90 days. Oh my goodness. Like every year, the Christian Witches Convention just comes around so fast. It seems like we were just in Vegas for the Christian Witches Convention. We're going to Bali. Apply for the Bali retreat. You have Thailand, India, China, and Hong Kong. You also have Salem, Sedona, and Dubai that were just added. So I want you to go. I will be teaching in all of these places, and I will be teaching on the nature of consciousness and how to remember who we truly are. And also from my new book that will be released on 11/11, The Real God is Not in the Bible. I said it. All right, we're going to conclude. I love you. I will see you tomorrow. Peace. Kaisi out.